All right, so guys, based off of the title, we're going to go ahead and approach this with some tact here. Now, I'm trying to actually think here. Why would they actually be fined? I mean, obviously, I don't pre-watch videos, so but I'm just trying to come up with some reasons in my head at least, so I can kind of, for the most part, pre-game this video here because I think we need to. Let's see. If the town has like a gigantic amount of people who are part of like that organization, then I understand why potentially they would be fined, I guess. Right? Because, I mean, if their constituency, all of it, let's say, wants this specific thing, but let's say the mayor is refusing to actually do it, then that's obviously a problem because then that means the mayor is not representing the needs of the actual people themselves. Now, if this is a minority group specifically in the town that is forcing their ideology onto the masses in that town, then I'm not sure they should be fined. But it does say Canadian. And Canada is interesting when it comes to these type of things, guys, right? So let's go ahead and just jump into this video immediately. The name of the video is Canadian Town Fined $10,000 for refusing to celebrate Pride Month. And this is a suggestion via Discord, guys. Let's attempt this.
We've got to start with this extraordinary story, and I promise you, we are not making this up. A Canadian town has been fined $10,000 for refusing to celebrate Pride Month. And the
town is emo?
Councillors who voted against Pride Month have been ordered to undergo human rights training.
For voting against something that they feel as if is not going to be suitable for their life, let's say. I mean, if you vote against something, I mean, that's your vote. You shouldn't be penalized for voting against something. That sounds a little scary, guys.
Saga began when a gay rights group asked the Emo Council, that's the name of the town, not a descriptor of the council, they asked the Emo Council in Ontario to proclaim June as Pride Month to fly a pride flag. Okay. Now, they asked the council to agree that sexual orientations and diverse gender identities should be celebrated. Well, the council voted 3-2 against the motion. The mayor, during the break, observed that flags aren't flown for straight people, so he didn't see why they should be flown for gay people.
I'm going to be honest, that is completely valid. That's a valid point of view here. You cannot push your, bro, no one cares what you're doing in the bedroom. I'm going to be honest here. There are some people who care. I don't know if you should care. If you care that much, then you probably have something to talk about. I'm going to be honest, right? But no one cares like that, bro. Do whatever you want to do with yourself. It's your body, right? And you are doing whatever you're doing with another consenting adult is not my problem. And I'm also not sure we should be creating flags or months for it. I don't know why we're doing that. For what? For what reason? Do your thing. No one cares. Let's move on, please, guys.
Well, the gay rights group took exception to this and went straight to the Ontario Human Rights Tribunal. And get this, it resulted in a 5-day hearing, paid for, of course, by taxpayers. Here's the result of the hearing. In a decision handed down last week, the Human Rights Tribunal of Ontario ruled that Emo, its mayor, and 2 of its councillors had violated the Ontario Human Rights Code by refusing to proclaim June as Pride Month.
Oh, my God.
The town was also cited for failing to fly an LGBTQ2, the 2 stands for two-spirited, rainbow.
Bro, every single time I see these letters, together, it seems like it just keeps getting longer, bro. What does a 2 mean?
Flag, despite the fact they didn't have an official flagpole.
Oh, hold on, they just said it.
Two-spirited.
Two-spirited?
Rainbow flag, despite the fact they didn't have an official flagpole. Now, as I said, the council was fined $10,000. No. That money went to the Pride group. The mayor was personally fined $5,000, also sent to the Pride group.
Okay.
And those who voted against Pride Month were ordered to undergo human rights training and to provide written proof that they had done the training within 30 days to the Pride group. Now, this thing has got problems everywhere, but just off the top of my head, firstly, Caleb and Liz, no one has the right to be celebrated. You might celebrate yourself, but you don't have the right to demand
Right.
I or anyone else celebrates.
Am I crazy? Because I don't
In fact,
understand.
to demand that I celebrate you is to overrule my rights of free speech, free thought, my right of conscience. Beyond that, when you are forcing people to celebrate you, you're not creating acceptance, you're creating animosity. There may well be celebration, but
Right.
it'll be through gritted teeth, and that certainly doesn't help your cause. But tempting as it is to get really upset at the gay rights group in this instance and the activists,
I'm gonna be honest. It's very easy to be completely upset that you're trying to force your ideology. You're not allowing people to come up with their own opinions. You're instantly telling them that their opinion is wrong and they need to take some human rights classes. Guys, are you serious? Are you serious? Like, that's not how you gain favor. Like, that's how, like we said, animosity? Yeah, that's how you get people to just outright hate you. All right? Because you're forcing your ideology onto them. What does that have to... Bro, never do that. Under any circumstance. Allow people to accept whatever they want to accept. Okay? You're not right. They're not right, if that makes any sense. They're not always right. You're not always right. So why would they have to just sit here and bow down to your tyranny, basically?
I think the real blame lies with the Ontario Human Rights Tribunal. It's almost a given now that any organisation that has human rights in the title won't be upholding human rights, they'll be violating them. And Caleb, that's exactly what they've done in this instance.
It's just
Yeah,
obscene.
that's what it sounds like.
I don't think I can even describe how obscene this decision is. Because if
Thought
we're talking
police.
about human rights here, surely freedom is a fundamental human right as well. And
Right.
so a council
Freedom of
ought to
thought.
have the freedom to decide what flags it wants to put up, the flagpole that doesn't exist, by the way.
Right, and that's the part that's crazy. They don't even have a flagpole. I'm guessing it's a tiny town. They do not even have a flagpole. And you're doing all of this.
And what months it chooses it's going to celebrate. And if it says, oh, well, we don't particularly think that in our town of 1,300 people, it's going to make too much of a difference if we celebrate Pride Month or not, who cares? I mean, this is what happens when the long arm of the law is allowed to tell us what we can and cannot say. I mean, this is veering into thought crime territory.
It is.
Really. Because it wasn't only
It's not
that
veering,
they
it
didn't
is.
have the month decreed as Pride Month. It was that they had, as you pointed out, even dared to say, well, we don't do this for other people, therefore we're not going to do it for this group of people. If you think that, they're going to start coming after you and the law is going to be used to do it. This is in Canada, but you'd be stupid to think that this is not going to hit the shores of Australia and every other Western nation very soon if these groups, these boards, these human rights commissions are willing to hold a gun to your head and charge you money for not doing what activists tell you to do. It is.
I'm gonna be honest here. I think it's more likely to probably hit Australia. Absolutely. Okay. Yeah, Australia more so than the United States of America. I'm not sure you're gonna get away with that here. But let's continue.
Insane.
And the group, this Borderland Pride group, their militance over this cannot be overstated. Check out this quote from Borderland Pride director Douglas Judson. He said, as a lawyer who does this work, that means I'm going to start taking people's houses and their vehicles and their toys and draining their bank accounts and garnishing their wages because no one is going to stop behaving this way until there are real consequences.
I'm gonna be honest. That quote itself sounds like the T word. Let's say he sounds like he shouldn't be a lawyer. He sounds like he is. I can't say the word anymore, guys. It rhymes with not rhymes. It ends with ist and starts with a T, guys. Right? He just completely committing a lot of terror out here, guys. Let's say, okay. But the thing is that he feels like that a lot to me. Right? That's what they sound like. Oh my God. Like whatever cause that you think that you're trying to bring light to this is not helping the cause, bro. I'm just gonna be honest. And none of what you just said.
Oh, yeah, well, I can't understand why everyone wouldn't just be rolling over to keep you happy, mate. These guys, once they won the case, $15,000 in total, they said to this council, we'll donate a third of our award to the public library if you guys agree to host a drag queen story time at a date of our choosing. Now, the council, it would appear, has said no to this point. They're not
What does
desperate
this
for
have
a
to
handout.
do with
For
anything?
the people who have effectively sued them, using the commission. But how's this, them then being sent off to the commission's own retraining education camp for human rights 101. As someone who has a master's degree in human rights, I'd love to attend this course because, as Matt just said, it's not a human right that you must be celebrated for all your life choices, especially by people who haven't made those same life choices and just want to be left alone to live their own lives. Check this quote out from the training manual.
Acknowledge us or lose your house. Really?
It says it doesn't matter if you didn't intend or mean to discriminate, it's the impact on the person that matters. Oh, well, okay, well, they're just all hostages then to the feelings of anyone who decides I've been discriminated against. But spare a thought for Canada. This has been going on for 30 years. Back in 1995, Hamilton Mayor was fined $5,000 for refusing to proclaim Pride Week. Remember when it was just a week? Back in also 1995, London, Ontario fined $10,000 for refusing to officially recognise Pride Weekend. It goes to show this has been happening for a very long time. And this particular lobby group,
Canada, bro.
Pride, this is the second time in 4 months they've won a 5-figure award. The last time was 35 grand out of some bloke who'd gone online. It was his own Facebook account and tweeted, well, not tweeted, Facebook posted something to the effect of, quote, not quote yet, no. He was saying that Borderland Pride's all ages drag queen show was a, quote, pedophile show.
All ages?
End quote. Now, that's an opinion. People are...
To rush immediately to saying that may be slightly slanderous, guys, right? Because if you don't have like legitimate proof, that is a gigantic claim you don't put on people, and specifically like people that are gay. Let's not put that on specifically gay people, guys. That's crazy. Because first of all, they have in fact been dealing with that for a really long time. They immediately are told that they are, you know, I'm trying to clean it up here. They're told that they consistently are doing nefarious things with children, right? So let's not play into that trope, okay? But listening to the words, all ages drag queen show, why would you be doing that, right? That's a little, it's a little weird, okay? But jumping immediately to the deep end of the pool, let's say, maybe a bit much, specifically for this exact scenario, at least. It's a little weird. Would I allow any of my children to be involved in that? No, never. Never. What day are they at the library? That's the day we don't go to the library. Okay? But all right, I mean, let's do this.
Jumping online, sharing their opinions. This guy, it cost him $35,000. That's how militant they are in Canada. And it does
it's slander.
Because we have plenty of councils here who do all these kinds of things, corporates as well. They fly the flag, you name it. Waverley Council, I believe it is. I remember attending one of their Anzac Day parades, and they had painted around their entire building, like the road is a rainbow just to get to the council chambers. I thought, wow, these guys are going full hog. But it makes you wonder how many of them are doing this kind of thing just to avoid somebody like this lobby group here in Australia approaching the Human Rights Commission and getting them done similarly.
Well, I mean,
probably a lot.
Many of us, when I say us, I mean the royal us. censor our own speech every day so we don't
that's
get
the-
in trouble from someone or
Indeed.
some organisation, or it's right
Nice.
in our community. And God bless Emo Council for having the courage of their convictions and saying, no, we're not doing this.
And that's the
despite
point.
consequences.
That's the point. I mean, this is a warning shot to everyone else, right? Because sure, a council can afford to stump up the 10 grand and the mayor can probably afford the 5 grand.
Yeah,
to
but
put
the
it on
regular
there.
people-
But a lot of
Well, it's the
people-
ratepayers.
Yeah, well, exactly.
the ratepayers who we
But you know,
think
an
of.
average person, if you were told you had to hand over 10 grand because you'd committed some sort of, thought crime like that, a lot of people, most people, wouldn't have 10 grand in the bank to be able to pay that. That is the point. They are trying to cow you into silence.
Censorship is everywhere, and a lot of the censorship is coming from a lot of these advertisement agencies. So what you'll notice is that a lot of these groups are going directly to the advertisers and saying, hey, listen, if you don't clean up the words that are basically being used on videos that are going to have ads, we're going to come after you, right? So here we are, right? This is where we are. Not being able to say many words because it offends people, or advertisers are just not going to advertise on your videos. And that's not a really great thing, okay? But all right, listen. Guys, you guys all have an absolutely amazing day. Enjoy your day thoroughly. This is my lightsaber. Hey guys, you guys subscribe to the other channels? Logical Movie Reviews with Mr. L. Boyd, along with Mr. L. Boyd Music. Oh, also, Mr. L. Boyd Discusses. Guys, check it out. And if you haven't heard it today, you're amazing.